So we're going to try and factorise and solve this quadratic, and as you can see it's got what we call a leading coefficient. In other words, there's a number at the front of the x squared, and that can sometimes complicate matters. So the first thing we're going to do is to multiply that 2 by the 3 at the end, and write that down. So that gives us 2x squared plus 7x plus 6. So we've introduced a factor of 2, which we'll remove later, but for now hopefully it's going to help us. And the next thing to do is look for factors of 6 that allow us to make 7. So if we look at the factors of 6, we've got 1 and 6 and 2 and 3, and the pair that will help us is this pair here. So we transfer those across to our double brackets. 1 and 6, doesn't matter which way round they go, and what we do is bring down the 2x, just leave the squared behind, and we bring that down into each of those separate brackets, and we're dealing with positive stuff all the way through, so the signs are positive. And it's at this point where we get rid of the factor of 2 that we introduced here. So take a look at these brackets. This one won't divide by 2, but this one will, and if you divide it by 2 you end up with x plus 3. The other bracket stays the same, and we can now move ahead and resolve. So we've factorised here, now we can resolve. So we would say either 2x plus 1 is equal to 0, in which case 2x is minus 1 and x is minus a half, or x plus 3 is 0, in which case x is negative 3. And I think that's quite a nice way of resolving quadratics with a leading coefficient. Sometimes when you get to this stage where we have to get rid of the factor that we've involved at the beginning, it may be that you have to separate it out and divide each bracket by a factor of the number you used, but with a bit of practice it becomes obvious what you need to do at that stage.